Welcome back, Olson Speed Shop. As promised, we're going to do a little update on everything that we've done to this old girl, Nadine, the 55 Chevy that sat in the field for 45 years. It's come a long way, is running and driving good, and we're coming to you from the Great Salt Lake. Well, what's left of it. It's drying up quickly. This is Saltair behind us. As you can see, we did get some snow, which is nice. We could use more snow, but the lake is way out there. So, let's talk about what we did to Nadine. So, it's been quite a few months since we talked about doing stuff to it, but we've been working hard on it. And so what we've done is it runs and drives good. We're having a fuel issue for a while. I finally just ended up changing out the whole fuel line. Now, just so you guys know, if you got a factory Chevy in 1955 and you had dual exhaust from the factory, they run that fuel line, or you had the power pack on it, they run that fuel line on the outside of the frame rail. This one was not. It was a V8 car, 2-barrel, single exhaust, and that they run the fuel line on the inside of the frame rail. Well, we put dual exhaust on this. That's one thing that we've upgraded. We put some of the Ram's horn manifolds on it, and we'll show you that here in a bit. And I run true duals out to the back, and we can talk about that too. But I started having fuel issues, and I didn't get a whole lot of drive time between that, but it started stalling out on me. Now, I pulled this fuel tank down. It was pretty clean inside. I put a new sending unit because it wasn't working. I put a new sending unit, and I put a sock on the sending unit for a filter. Well, my thought was that something come off that fuel tank and clogged up the sock. Well, I pulled down the fuel tank. I looked at the sock. It looked brand new. And so at that point, I knew it was either a bad new fuel pump, because I changed the fuel pump, or something was in the line. So I actually got some wire, and I ran it down the line from the front side back, and I could go so far, and then it just stopped hard. I cut it off. I went to the other side, and I run that line up, and it stopped hard. So I pulled them out, and I measured them, and I figured out there was a blockage in that line. I don't know if there was moisture there, and there was some rust. But this thing was funny because it would run. It didn't act like it was vapor locking. It sounded like it was vapor locking because it would just die out on it. So it would just fall on its face. But you could wait 30 seconds, shut it off. It would never all the way die. It would idle fine. But it would shut off, wait 30 seconds, fire it back up, and it'd run just fine. So I think there was a piece of something in that line that it would just occasionally go up and plug it. I've got the glass bowl, sediment bowl in this, and I could see when it fell on its face, that bowl was not all the way full. So anyway, I just said bag it. We needed to run the fuel line on the other side of the frame rail anyway. Because of the dual exhaust, it was pretty close to it. So we did that. We just run it to the other side. So we can, I'll show you where that is. This is a busy place here, Saltair. So if you come in here, you can see that we've added these ram horn exhaust on there. And then there's the dual exhaust. Now, I still have the original fuel line in here, and you can see it's right there, right next to that exhaust pipe. The new one comes up and over the frame rail there, around your idler arm, and then up to here. Now this is temporary. I've added a second fuel filter along with the glass bowl here, just to be sure. And it seems to be working fine. The fuel tank is clean. I did steam it out. When I had it out, I steamed it. Got it cleaner than it was, but it was never all that bad. So anyway, it's running good now. We don't have any more fuel issues. It drives good on the freeway. It drives good idling for a long time where it could get hot. Whatever we got, it's running good. Knock on wood. But I'm pretty sure that's all taken care of. So another thing that we did was I had bypassed the heater core because I thought it would leak. So I just had, you can see I've added the heater core hoses now. I had that bypassed. So I never have pulled this heater core out. I've run the heater hoses now and it does not leak. Again, knock on wood, because I thought for sure it would leak. The original radiator leaked right from the get-go. I mean, it didn't even pressure up, it was leaking. But we got heat and it works good, and it don't leak. So, hey, I'll take it. Didn't really want to have to change a heater core anyway. So we've got heat, we got it driving good. I think I would drive this thing anywhere at this point. The clutch is getting better. I don't know if it's wearing in to where it's better now. I thought we were gonna have to change the clutch out because it was slipping, but it's getting better. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe that's what happens when they sit for so long and you wear through and then they start going. But the clutch is good. I'm not gonna pull the motor this winter. We're just gonna drive it. Okay, so we added the exhaust. These flow way better than the stock exhaust manifolds on 55 Chevy. And we run true dual exhaust to the back. We did 2-inch exhaust. We didn't do 2.5. Some people might think I'm crazy on that, but the whole point of this car is I want it to feel, sound, smell, be just like a car in the 50s. And that's what it is. So I spent a lot of time researching exhaust and what to put on. Like I said, we went with 2-inch exhaust. I kind of wanted the glass pack, the old school glass pack sound. But I had my doubts that you could even find that anymore. You can buy glass pack mufflers out there that have the glass pack name for cheap, like 18 bucks. I didn't go that way. I did a lot of research. I wanted that sound from the 50s. I wanted it to sound good. So I ended up going with Porter mufflers. And their little baby Porters are, I think they call a 14-inch. Is it 14-inch? But they're basically 12-inch, and then you got a couple inches for the intake and the exit of them. But I'm happy. I love the sound of it. It's quiet when you're just cruising, but it'll wake up and gets a little rowdy when you get on it. And that's what I wanted, and I like that. And the sound is the old school sound. So if you're looking for some good old school sounding mufflers, Porters are the way to go. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get any money from them, but they're the way to go. They have good sound, and I from what I understand, they engineered it to get that old time sound. It's a straight through muffler like a glass pack, but it actually has a resonator down in it too. So if you're looking for a good muffler with good sound, get some Porters. So that's pretty much it up front here. As far as the engine goes, so this, if you haven't watched my past episodes, this car sat in the field for 45 years. We just got it running. We got it driving. We went through the brakes. We obviously have a new radiator. Now, I hate this aluminum radiator. It's a love-hate relationship. I hate the look of it because it doesn't match everything else. But I love it that I can drive it and not worry about it overheating. And of course, I love the price of it. It was a lot cheaper than recoring the old radiator, but I have no problems with it overheating. And anyone that knows me knows that if I'm not driving it, then it's sold. I got to drive them, and I wanted drivability out of this, so that's why that's there. Let's go around. This is something we just did today. Now, there's still some lumps and bumps.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so this is what my dad came down from Logan, and if you haven't seen, go back to our previous episodes. But a tree had fallen on this when it sat in the field up in Logan, Utah, and this was crushed pretty bad all the way up through here. We've worked this. We're still going to fine tune some of it, but this is so much better than it was. Trust me, and you can see it in some of the other videos that we've done. But so we popped that out.
Tell them how you popped it out.
Well, we ended up so it was creased and pretty bad right here, where you can see there's a lot of work's been done. But we just started. Basically, I got in and started pressing with my feet a little at a time, and we popped it out and worked it out all the way till we got to about here, and then we hammered it and dollied it, and worked on some of the low spots and the high spots, and we still might go a little bit more, but we might not. I mean, that's all part of this history, and I want to keep the history of this car. I don't want a restored 55 four-door BelAir. I don't want it restored. I want to keep the history of it. And so, love it or hate it. A lot of you guys hate it that I'm leaving the body the way it is. I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to make the interior nice, but it's my car. That's what we're going to do. So we did that. And then I've been working on the trunk. Now, the trunk on this was really bad. Go back to some of my first episodes and you'll see me get into this trunk. I open it up for the first time, and it was pretty bad. It was full of a bunch of stuff. It's kind of a cool video just to see what was in this, kind of a time capsule. But at one spot on this trunk, there was a newspaper under the rubber mat. That newspaper was the day after Kennedy was slain, and it said right on it, Kennedy slain. So it sat there for that long, which is cool. I've got the paper still. I might put it under glass or plexiglass because it's cool. It's in pretty rough shape, but it's still kind of neat. But it did no favors to this trunk floor. So you can see here, we've been working on the trunk floor. I haven't talked a whole lot about that, but this whole part was rusted. This is where the newspaper sat. It was rusted out bad. So you can buy, yes, I know you can buy a whole trunk floor. You can buy new wheel well, you can buy all of that. It's all a lot of money, and I'm cheap, and I can do some sheet metal. So I decided that I would just fix it on my own, and here we're at. I cut it out. Me and my wife bead rolled it and tried to match the X's here to there. And that's where we're at. Still gonna need to finish it up, seal it up, paint it.
There was a big hole down there.
Yeah, the whole wheel well was rusted out everywhere where you see I cut it out. And I've cut out that, and I'm in the process of welding that in. to fix the wheel well also. So there's progress there. I had to actually fix the trunk floor first before I could even get the fuel tank in. When I got it, the fuel tank only had one strap that was connected. The other strap was rusted and gone. So I had to fix the floor. Right here you can see this holds the straps up for the fuel tank. And I had to fix the floor before I could get the fuel tank back in. So my whole point was to drive it, and so there you go. What else have we done? We've done little things here and there. We've talked about that before. We've got the blue dots and the new lenses. We put a new front and back. We've got the same bezel, but we put new inserts in front and back. These are cool. These were in the trunk when I bought it. So I said, well, why not? So we threw them on. Yes, I am keeping the trailer hitch because I eventually want to get a little teardrop trailer, and that's where I'm going to go to the Salt Flats with. I don't think Dixie will come to the Salt Flats for all week, but I can get down there with a little teardrop trailer and put a Trail 90 on the back of the teardrop. We can have fun, because as you know, I like the Salt Flats a lot. So, what else? Can you think of anything else we did since the previous video?
Nope.
I think we're gonna do some videos. I kind of want to do some videos of places that I go with this, because like I said, it's gonna be a driver. We're definitely gonna be at Speed Week with it. So if you see it at Speed Week, you're watching this video, say hi. But I want to take it up to Logan, visit my dad. The guy that owned this, his brother had bought it brand new, and he kind of inherited it. And I think his brother had passed away, and he had just kind of got it with some property. He remembers it, and he's the one that sold it to my dad. And so my dad promised him a ride in it, so I want to take it up to Logan, take him for a ride. One thing, if you guys have a 4-door 55, 56, I think 57 also, I'm not positive. I know 55 and 56 is this trim. I'm looking for this trim. I got it in the back, but someone had yanked it off, so it's ripped and not savable. But I want this trim, and it needs to be a 4-door. 2 doors are different. 2 doors have a little bit narrower window. So if you know where I can get a 4-door right-hand piece of trim, shoot me a comment. And I don't want to spend a ton. So I know there are some out there, they're wanting a lot of money, but we do want to fix that. The other thing I'm going to fix on this just to make it more drivable is we're going to fix the overdrive. This has the rare overdrive in it. It's 3 on the tree V8 with overdrive. So we're going to fix that overdrive so it makes it even easier to drive on the freeway. This thing goes down the freeway pretty nice, but overdrive would make it even nicer. And so that's where we're at. We are going to fix up the interior. So after I get this trunk fixed, I'm going to move on to floorboards. There are some holes in the floorboards that Dixie lets me know. Hopes that she doesn't lose her glove down it or something. But that's next. Floorboards are next as far as sheet metal goes. Dynamat the whole thing, and then put new door panels, headliner, seat covers. The interior's got to be nice. I want Dixie to come with me now and then on the ride.
Seat belts.
Seat belts. That's actually one of the first things that we're gonna do is get some seat belts, because I like my daughter driving in this with me, and I get nervous that way, and so looks like they're
Carousel with a fan on the back of the guy.
it's powered.
You can't see it much on the video. There, I zoomed in a little bit. They're actually pretty close.
Yeah, that's why it got so loud there. I actually really like this area. I like the Great Salt Lake. We go to Antelope Island, which is that island right there. We go to that, seems like once a year, sometimes a couple times a year. We like to hike around there, see the buffalo, a lot of buffalo there. You know my love for the Salt Flats. Well, I like this area just as much. That's why we did this video here. This isn't too far from our house, but I figured why not show Saltair. So we got a new Dodge that just drove by. Woohoo. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna end it there, and stay tuned. If you like, hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up. We'll do more, we'll go more places, we'll show videos of that, and we'll keep updating progress on what we do it. So till next time, stay safe, be happy, and stay warm. This is a beautiful day in Salt Lake for us. Okay, see ya.